Hi guys, welcome to my personal project. Welcome to sharpening teens' minds in order to them to be critical thinkers. Now we're going to go with the first example of the guide of how to apply the critical thinking system. Of course, as always, you can do it in different manners, but this is one that I apply most of the times. So we have a random a new of interest from a new journal or variety, as you may see here. The headliner is Women's Sports seizes a prime moment to shine thanks to math, gravity, and the perfect storm around March Madness. This is a column. So, what I'm going to do is take information about this new and analyze it with a critical thinking system so I can give my perspective or my deep opinion about what's happening here. So, let's roll into it.
Here is the new I was analyzing and that we're going to delve in this critical thinking guide. Many of you might be asking yourselves why I'm looking at social media. This is because at social media you can find variety of information which can lead to you to make assumptions and analyze different perspectives, which is an important part of critical thinking and that will surely help you with your process of understanding and analyzing different types of information.
Okay guys, you already saw me investigating about the news because for a key of critical thinking is understanding what's happening. So here is the news. We're going to review the article. Women's sport seizes a prime moment to shine thanks to math, gravity, and the perfect storm around March Madness. March Madness is an event that occurs in NBA and also in the W National Basketball League of the United States. So you might be asking yourselves, what's the reason what I choose this new? Well, the reason is because one of my purposes at the beginning stage of my Myp project was using critical thinking for analyzing complex pieces of information. So, okay, I'm going to explain detail by detail how you can use this critical thinking guide that I designed with the help of Paul and Elder method in this new. So, first of all, let's define the situation or understand what's happening. Which is the core issue? The core issue is that it revolves around the significance of the 2024 NCAA Women's Championship in the context of women's sports, particularly college basketball. It's explored the impact of the championship on the broader landscape of female athletics. So now that we understand the new, we're able to move to the other step. And which is the other step? The second step is set a clear purpose. What is our purpose with this new? What do we want to get from it? So, the objective is to critically evaluate the article to understand the implications of the women's sport. We aim to discern the importance of the championship, the Women's Basketball League champion, and its portrayal in the media by identifying and underlying assumptions and analyzing its broader social impact. As you might know, there's a lot of stereotypes surrounding women in sports, especially in traditional sports like basketball. Third, and I recorded that, gather reliable information. This article is from a trustable media, it's from Variety, that's a recognized journal, youth and sport journal in the United States, and I also use social media, which recollects itself a variety of information like X, which was called Twitter in the past. So, okay, we regard the information and we conclude that it highlights the performance of players like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. It also discusses the media coverage and controversies surrounding the event. That's the third stage of the critical thinking guide. So let's move to the fourth step. Uncover assumptions. Which are the assumptions that surround the women's basketball? Well, I'm gonna say the assumptions, good and bad assumptions. There are good assumptions like women are capable of playing the sports, that women's sports are growing, that women's sports are moving forward, and they are also bad assumptions like women can't play sports as well as men, that no one watches the NCAA Women's Basketball League, But every single of those assumptions, directly or indirectly, can be helpful for getting our conclusion, because at the end, critical thinking is just the ability that we are developing for argumenting better our 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 start points. So let's move to the fifth point, analyzing key concepts. So now that we know the assumptions, which are the key concepts? Well, this includes the significance of media representation in shaping perceptions of women's sports, the impact of successful female athletes as role models, and the challenges, historical challenges, that women has faced all through history, just like discrimination and scrutiny. Okay, now we make the fifth main steps. Now let's move to the sixth one. Evaluate consequences. Which are the consequences of the situation that's happening inside the article? Well, the consequences are that the championship increased its visibility and recognition, and this is valuable, a really valuable insider for women's basketball. It can potentially change public perception of female athletes and ongoing discussions about gender equality and representation in sports media. So, now that we evaluate the consequences, let's get to the seventh step that's a little bit similar to the fourth step, and this is embrace diverse perspectives. Because we analyze the assumptions regarding the situation, now let's embrace diverse perspectives. What maybe my friend could think about the new, maybe what Mr. Richard, that's there, look, Mr. Richard is doing some study. Mr. Richard there. Maybe Esteban. Hi, Mister. How are you doing today?
Great. What about you?
Thank you very much, Mister. Mister, today I want to ask you about your perspective regarding women's basketball in the United States, Mister.
Oh, I think it's incredible. Historically, nowadays we can see that they are performing even more and they are being noticed by their skills and their achievement in that sport. It's really great.
Thank you very much, Mister. Hello, Esteban. How are you doing?
Good.
What's your perspective about women's basketball and what's happening in the National Basketball League in the United States?
I think that what is happening in the Women's Basketball League is something that has never happened. Is something very important because they are having the recognition that they think that they deserve. So I think it's something like that we not see often in the past of the years.
Thank you very much, Esteban.
Well, guys, now that we embrace different perspectives, we look for diverse perspectives, such as the one from Mr. Richard, such as the one from Esteban. Now we can get to a conclusion. But before getting to the conclusion, let's dive a bit into the validity of these two perspectives. We can say that based on the previous process, it's actually a really well formulated perspective from both of them, because both of them manage to relate the topic within their personal opinion, but always taking into account historical evidence, actuality, context. So we can say that we can get a lot from those both perspectives. So now, let's get to the conclusion. And after making the whole critical thinking process, we can reflect that while the championship represents a significant milestone for women's sports, especially women's basketball, there are still challenges and barriers that female athletes face. Critical thinking helps us recognize the complexities of the issue and appreciate the progress that the women's sport have made, while acknowledging the work that is still remaining to do. So here is the first example of how you can use the critical thinking guide in your normal life. Thank you very much, guys.